There are a ton of amazing video games out there, with more and more coming out every single year. And sometimes it's hard to know what you should play next. Should I finally play that franchise that I never got around to trying years ago when it came out? Or should I play that hot new thing that everyone's talking about recently? I've been having that same exact problem, and I need your help. I currently have 5 games that I want to get the Platinum Trophy for on my PS5, and you guys get to choose which one I go for next. So, stay tuned until the end of the video if you want to get a chance to vote. But for now, enjoy the video. So, this is my new gaming channel, and I've chosen to operate it under 2 guiding principles. Number 1, I 100% video games. Now, I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with finding a great video game and then doing and collecting everything possible in it. But back when I was playing on a PS2 and an N64, there wasn't anything like trophies or achievements to guide me towards a nice 100% stopping point. So I would just run around whatever game I was playing until I felt content. Nintendo still doesn't offer any internal awards like Sony and Microsoft do on their consoles, and since my primary console for the past decade was a Nintendo Switch, I never really got the full 100%ing experience. But things are different now. Earlier this year, I got a modern, non-Nintendo console, and let me tell you, I've been having a field day. In fact, in just under 6 months, I achieved my first 5 Platinum trophies. When I first got my PS5 Pro a few months back, I didn't really know what to play. I came across The Game Awards, a popular awards ceremony where video game critics and fans choose the best games to come out every year. And being the completionist at heart that I am, I thought to myself, why not start with the very first Game of the Year winner from 2014? That's right, everybody. My first Platinum trophy was Dragon Age Inquisition. A pretty fun game whose plat was no easy feat. While I overall enjoyed this game with entertaining story and RPG mechanics, the combat could be a little wonky and tedious at times, especially due to the fact that this game's plat requires you to beat the campaign on Nightmare difficulty. But around 100 hours later, I achieved my first ever Platinum trophy. And let me tell you, I was hooked. So hooked, in fact, that I couldn't stand not having 100% next to the little Dragon Age Inquisition name, so I also got all the trophies for all 3 DLCs for this game. So at this point, I felt a little crazy for starting out my PS5 journey with a PS4 game. I mean, it just felt old in both graphics and gameplay. So I decided to finally give my PS5 the intro it deserved. My second Platinum trophy was Astro's Playroom, the free-to-play game that comes with every PS5. And let me say, this game was a delight. Even though this Platinum only took me a few hours over a couple days, I loved every minute of it, and all the nods to the previous generations of PlayStation hit me right in the nostalgia. So, with 2 Platinum trophies now under my belt, I know what you're thinking. It's time to find a game that pushes the PS5 to its limits, with the most beautiful graphics and complex gameplay possible. So that's what I did, right? Well guys, I got the plat for Balatro. Seriously, if you haven't played this game, you gotta try it. While it looks simple on the outside, this poker-inspired roguelike is extraordinarily fun and has a surprising amount of depth. Even though this Platinum trophy literally took me about 200 hours, I found my entire time with this game a blast, and I still come back to play a run every now and again, chasing the notorious Nan-Inf. Next up, I continue to find some inspiration from the Game Awards, but this time looking at the most recent year. And a particular game caught my eye. Let me preface this by saying that I had never played a Final Fantasy game before. In fact, I was always intimidated by them because I thought that they were a continuous story and I didn't want to play 15 games just to catch up. But as it turns out, they aren't. So after doing my research, I decided it was time to see what Final Fantasy was all about and jump into the remade version of Final Fantasy VII. Of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which was nominated for Game of the Year in 2024, is part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. So instead of jumping into this game, I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, which came out back in 2020. And let me say, this game was a ton of fun. The graphics were beautiful, especially for a game that is 5 years old. The combat and boss fights were entertaining and rewarding. And the music. Oh, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Come on. Nope, back here. Super close to Stagger. There we go.
Are we witnessing the final moments of the wicked hellhouse?
There we go, baby. First try this time. Man, overall, I am glad to have finally played my first Final Fantasy game. While the Platinum Trophy was a lot of fun, I was slightly annoyed at having to play 2 full playthroughs of the game due to the fact that hard mode isn't unlocked until you beat the story on normal mode. After achieving the plat, I of course had to play through the intermission DLC to get that sweet 100%, which I achieved after about 100 hours of total gameplay. Now, after some of the extremely difficult boss fights in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was looking for something a little more chill. So, I figured it was the perfect time to follow up on the joy that was Astro's Playroom with the full-size sequel game that won Game of the Year in 2024, Astrobot. Like Astro's Playroom, this game was a delight and not too difficult to 100% either. It was essentially just like Astro's Playroom, but with more levels and more things to do. All in all, it took me about 15 hours to complete for my 5th Platinum Trophy. So, as you can see, in the past 6 months, I have been all in on 100%ing games, and I now have a small but diverse collection of Platinum Trophies. But I've run into a problem. See, the more I dive into the world of video games, the more I find that I want to play. And I'm getting decision fatigue, which is where you come into play. Remember how I said this channel has 2 guiding principles? Well, I think I've already demonstrated my affinity for 100%ing video games. And that's what I'm going to be doing on this channel. But here's where things get good. Guiding principle number 2 is you get to choose which game I 100% next. Yes, that's right. Every time I post a video, all of you will get to vote in the comments on the next game I play. Now, of course, this needs to be within reason, so at least to start, I will be providing a list of 5 games to choose from. Usually, this will be a diverse list of games from multiple different genres, all of which I have in my backlog and know I would enjoy playing. So, without further ado, let's get into the first slate of 5 games that you get to choose from. I continued to use last year's Game Awards nominations as a jumping off point. And while I already have the Platinum Trophies for 2 out of the 6 Game of the Year nominations, the other 4 are up for grabs. So, we have number 1, Black Myth Wukong. Number 2, Elden Ring, although technically it was the DLC that was nominated for Game of the Year, which seems a little weird to me. Number 3, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And number 4, Metaphor ReFantazio. But what to choose for number 5? Well, there's been one game that I've seen a lot of chatter about this year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I don't really know anything about it other than being a JRPG and being extremely popular, but given how much I've seen people talking about it, I'd figure I'd add it to the list. So there you have it. Voting begins now on these 5 games, so go down to the comment section and like the comment for whichever game you want to see me 100% next. And if you have any additional suggestions on what games I should play, feel free to leave a comment. I will be accepting write-ins, so anything you put down could potentially be the winner. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for my next Platinum Trophy.